Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And it's top of the morning to you on this Tuesday, August 24th, 2021.
Are you going to sing a song or something, or can I just go back to work?
You can go back to work and I'll just sing my song.
You're completely disgusting, you know that?
Nah, I'm not too disgusting.
You want to be like me, a love guy, the kind of guy women love to be with on a date.
Well, I don't know if you're exactly a love god or not, and I don't want to be like you. It is 6:07 on the Get Up and Go show. Mr. Clock, would you verify?
It's now 6:07 a.m.
6:07 a.m. is the official start time of the morning show with Evan and Bonnie, and we are off to a Tuesday morning warp speed of a show, Bonnie.
Yes, and we say good morning and welcome, and thanks for joining us on this Tuesday, August 24.
It's going to be a great day, definitely so. By the way, did you get my text about that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
We don't have to mention that on the air.
No. That's why I pointed.
Yeah.
That's all. Because I didn't get a reply from you.
Oh my gosh. All. Okay. Well, good morning.
Well, good morning to you.
You're reminding me of a pumpkin today with
Am
your
I?
blazing orange shirt on.
Okay.
And I'm wondering.
I'm earned.
And is fall coming too soon? I mean,
I'm not falling down. I'm not falling anywhere.
I don't think it officially begins until late September. But I was out and about yesterday, and I'm seeing pumpkins in the stores, and the Halloween cards are out.
Okay.
And people driving through Starbucks even getting the pumpkin spice lattes already.
Wow. Okay.
So they're back for fall starting today, along with the rest of their fall menu, the earliest that Starbucks has ever started selling it.
God, we're selling fall stuff already, and we're not even out of summer?
Yeah, can you imagine?
Oh, my.
Are you a fan of the pumpkin spice lattes or anything with the pumpkin spice?
No, I only go to Starbucks like if it's the only place around to get like a breakfast muffin or something like that, and then I'll get like a glass of milk to drink with it. But again, I'm just not a latte coffee kind of a guy. Yeah,
people really get pumped up and kind of excited about it, and welcoming fall early, I guess.
They just opened a Starbucks by our house on where is it? Tradition Parkway, out there, and that place is huge, and it's always busy. And now you got my stomach churning this early in the morning.
And now you kind of make me want to go to the town of Tradition. I haven't been out there shopping in a while.
Just hop on Gatlin Boulevard and go out west, and you got shops galore out there. Oh, and guess what? They're opening out in Tradition.
Let me guess.
Take a guess.
They're not putting a Costco out there, are they?
No, it's where Sports Authority used to be. That big, huge building. My wife pointed this out to me a couple of days ago, and I saw the sign, coming soon. Go ahead, take a guess. It's one of your favorite places to go and shop.
I was going to say maybe it's a water park that they're putting up out there.
No, it's it's a favorite place of yours to go and shop.
Burlington.
Yes.
No kidding.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Oh, see, that does get me excited because, I really like the one by us on Prima Vista Boulevard. And it is definitely one of my favorite stores. It's like a go-to too during every holiday. Of course, you can go and, find something for anyone.
Everything imaginable under the sun, right next to Target in that plaza.
Yeah. They have Five Below out there. I just love, going to all of their shops. Their Target's pretty nice too.
You can literally make an entire day out of going to that area because you can go in to the smoothie shop, enjoy a smoothie for breakfast, then do a little shopping, go to Target, go to Burlington, then maybe go to LA Fitness, which is right there, and work some of that food off that you've eaten.
And you can even go to church with Christ Fellowship being right out there.
Right. You can go and pray about everything that you bought and then come back and then go to lunch in one of the many restaurants that are out there in the Tradition area, then do a little more shopping, then have dinner. I'm telling you, it's it's an all-day event.
Yeah, it's a real treat when we get to go to Longhorn out there
Mhm.
once in a while, or Olive Garden too.
Right.
And I love the Crosstown Parkway now because I don't have to get on I-95 anymore to get out to Tradition.
No, you just take Crosstown all the way west until
Yes.
it literally ends. Did you see that new Circle K they opened up on Crosstown west of 95 on the left-hand side of the road?
Isn't that beautiful?
My
it's
my
big
kid built
and-
a house in that back right behind Circle
Oh,
K, and
did
it's
he?
almost done. And I'm like, wow, it's perfect for them because, like, in the middle of the night, if his wife gets like a craving for something, he can just run right there to Circle K and get what he needs.
Yep, it's like their own community in there too, Evan,
Yeah.
because of the Publix being right there.
Yep.
Like,
In Verano, Verano Publix is right there.
they have it all right there. Now, this might sound like a silly question
No.
because I should know my geography a little more, being
Okay.
in this area so long.
All right.
So we're talking about getting to Tradition, right?
Okay.
So when I get done at work in Palm City, I want to get on 95 always to go north to Tradition.
Okay.
And I have this feeling that I'm taking the long way.
All
You
right,
know,
let's talk. Let's have a conversation
so
about
I'm
that.
facing the turnpike, facing west.
Hold on one second.
And I
So you're
always go right on Martin Highway, and I think it's called Citrus. And I take a really long way out to get to I-95. So my
Okay.
question is, can I just turn left on Martin Highway?
okay. Now you're at the place that's in Palm City, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Hold on. Bringing up a map so I can look at the map. Okay, so I see where you are in Palm City.
I'm just wondering if I can turn left there on Martin Highway and be closer to getting on 95 if I went in that direction.
So you're right off of Martin Downs Boulevard,
Yeah.
correct? Okay. So when you should just get on Martin Downs Boulevard and go to here's the easiest way. Instead of taking 714 and going all the way west to 95.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a long one.
It's a long way. You can either go the back way on High Meadows Road to Becker Road, and then just take Becker Road all the way west over 95, and then that's Tradition Parkway, and make a right turn, and
Oh, no kidding.
that dumps you right into Tradition.
See, I've never
Literally.
traveled that route. And, I'm seriously, I'll just put in the old GPS and try it out sometime.
Mhm.
Yeah. So there's that back route of taking Becker and taking
Yeah,
me
take
right
that
out
back.
to.
Take the back road,
No
which is
kidding.
literally it's High Meadows Road. Because if I remember correctly, there's a Chase Bank right there where you are, because my son is the branch manager there. So take High Meadows Road to Becker, and then just take Becker all the way west to Tradition Parkway. Go over 95. It's called Village Parkway. Make a right, and then just take it north, and it dumps you right into Tradition.
Yeah. Okay. I think that
There
would
you
be
go.
a shorter way because when I get out of massage sometime, I'd like to make that stop to shop in Tradition.
Yeah.
And I think I've been taking a longer route than I need to.
Yes, because I'm looking at the route you used to take, and yeah, that was way too long.
Yeah. I take
Way
that
too long.
I take that road that goes by the Humane Society. I
Mhm.
love the Humane Society
Yep.
over in Palm City. I love what they do with the animals.
So now you got a new way to travel.
I got Jack Frosty there from there.
What? Oh, I was going to say Jack Frosty's at the Humane Society. What's
No.
going on?
I got him from the Humane Society maybe I think 5 or 6 years ago already.
Okay.
I've had Jack.
Okay, very good.
They do a really excellent job with the animals.
Now, let
I
me see.
think.
What's today? I'm losing track of time. Today's Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday. So were you busy yesterday at your
Oh, yeah.
establishment?
We've been very busy. I
Okay.
mean, it's been a busy summer.
Okay.
A massage has just been exploded.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I've made the most money, I think, this summer out of any summers I've worked massage.
Mhm.
People are just coming in for them.
Wow.
And which shows that, the economy must be pretty strong. We've got all these people coming for massage.
Well, everybody's all stressed out, and people need stress relievers. So what a better way than to get a stress reliever is to go in and get a stress relieving massage.
hmm
And that relieves all your tension.
I'm wondering if people are even feeling less stressed out this morning. Some who have gotten now the Pfizer vaccine and it's now gotten the FDA approval.
Mhm.
I wonder if that's relieving some people's stresses
Well,
as well
I
to get
wonder
that
if more-
FDA.
I wonder if more people are going to get the shot. That's another thing
And
because of the FDA approval.
And they're wondering too,
Mhm.
making news this morning, wondering if maybe more businesses now are going to require
Mhm.
getting the vaccine. If
We-
more and more are going to come to that.
We just I'll talk to you about it off the air.
Okay.
But our policy at work, at my other job, has changed for going to work. I'll talk to you about that off the air.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely different there now. But anyway, moving right along, it's what was I going to say? I lost my complete train of thought this morning.
Find that train. We got to recognize that train.
Got to get on the party train.
Choo choo.
Yeah,
choo
choo.
choo.
Get on the party train. So, anyways, I know what I did.
Cuckoo choo, Mrs. Robinson.
I got the scooter all titled yesterday and all
Yeah.
registered. So it's got a tag on it.
You
now.
got to have that insured too.
No, don't have to have it insured.
Oh, no kidding.
No, do not.
That's not too bad.
Do not need insurance. So I got on the scooter yesterday, and I wanted to see how long it would take me to ride it to church, because I'm going to ride it to church on Sunday morning.
Wonderful.
So I got on
Oh.
the scooter, and it took exactly 20 minutes from my house on Village Parkway, the back road, to go all the way up. Now, I will say I was a little nervous, because it was a different experience for me. I had my helmet on, so I was safe. And I got all the way to church, drove around the church parking lot, and then went all the way back. So that was it was a very nice, relaxing, enjoyable ride. I kind of felt a little bit of zen, so to speak. It was very, very nice. It was very relaxing. The wind blowing at you and in your face and on your body as you're going down. It was overcast, so it wasn't really all that hot. So I really enjoyed that. And
it's a nice size scooter too. That looks
it's not
like
big.
It looks like it would be a lot of fun. What make is that? What?
It's a Wolf. It's not a name brand like a Yamaha or a Suzuki or a Honda.
Okay.
It's a Wolf 50cc scooter is what it is, and they come in many, many different colors. And different styles and things like that. The most you can go on it is 30, 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's a very, very small engine. So you can't, go 70 or 80, 90 miles an hour on this thing. And I wouldn't want to do that anyway.
It's going to save you on a little bit of gas, too.
You get
with the gas
90 miles to the gallon.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
90 miles to the gallon.
Get on that scooter when you go to the store once in a while. You got to get a little something here and there. Just take the scooter.
Well, I ordered
your gas.
this little trunk thing for the back of it
Yeah.
that I ordered on Amazon. So I'll be able to take the scooter if I want to run to Publix and get a gallon of milk. I can stick a gallon of milk in there. Or if I need some yogurt or something like that, I can run to the store and, I can maybe put one or two small bags of stuff in the back.
You know what I'm considering, if I got one of those too, I could actually ride that thing to work, because my commute is all city, where you're going the speed limit at the most I can do on my way to work is probably 45.
Now, how far off of US 1 do you live?
We are.
Are you close to US 1?
No,
I don't want you
real
to give me your
close.
exact street.
Yeah.
But
actually, when I get out to Eroso, it's how do I know this? Did I run it? It's actually 3 miles from US 1.
Okay, so you're off of Eroso, which is by the City Hall.
Mm-hmm.
You're close to City Hall.
Not too far from there.
Okay, I know where you are. I know the area where you are. So you would just take Port St. Lucie Boulevard down to US 1, make a right, and just go south and over the bridge, and you're here.
I think that is roughly 3 miles from City Hall to US 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that, and then another 2 or 3 miles south. So you're 6 miles from here where you live.
No, I think it's more like
is it
10.
10? I'm 10
or
miles.
More.
I'm 10 miles where I live.
Yeah, because I think once you get to US 1 off of Port St. Lucie Boulevard, that's another good roughly 7 or 8 more miles to get here.
I didn't realize.
I think,
I didn't realize that.
If I'm not mistaken.
Wow, that far.
I think
Okay.
so. Yeah.
All right. I'm smelling coffee this morning.
I know, right?
Do you have some coffee brewing
Wide
somewhere?
open coffee.
Oh, wow. The cup is wide open
Wide
this
open,
morning.
so I'm really
Okay.
watching it. But
Wow.
I didn't bring in that nice built coffee container
Mm.
that you and Rachel bought me this
Gotcha.
morning. I brought it in with, I don't know, it's a more thin kind of cup that I brought,
Okay.
and I don't trust it sitting here by all this equipment. I trust this coffee mug that says Mark Breckbell on it.
Oh, yes.
Much more.
Yes,
because
the
it's the
branded cup of coffee.
The sign of Mark Breckbell.
It's the Mark Breckbell.
I like his cups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Certified public accountant.
There you go.
We love 'em.
6:22. It's time for news this morning, and we're going to head on over to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by with the first of the morning headlines. Bonnie, what's going on?
Well, Evan, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Monday accused the school district of Palm Beach County of being anti-science by imposing a new universal mask mandate for students. All public school children are now required to wear facial coverings inside school buildings and on school district transportation without the ability to opt out. The only exceptions are for students with certain medical conditions.
I want parents to ultimately have the call on masks and all this other stuff, particularly after last year in Florida, where you had no meaningful difference between districts that forced masks and districts that didn't. This is something that really matters for parents. And, I've had parents come up to me just saying how much better it is for their kids, because especially the young kids, being able to see the faces, being able to understand speech. It's actually harder to hear people when they're covered in the mask. So the idea that this doesn't affect learning is total nonsense. In fact, there was actually stuff on the American Academy of Pediatrics website talking about how these visuals, because they actually took it down because they're advocating forced masking.
According to the school district of Palm Beach protocols, students who have had a prior COVID-19 infection, meaning they've tested positive for the coronavirus within the previous 90 days and are currently not showing symptoms, are not required to stay home and quarantine. The same goes for children who are asymptomatic and fully vaccinated, and it's been 2 weeks after their second dose in a 2-dose series. What Pfizer's COVID vaccine approval means. Here's WPTV's news partner, Lindsay Peace.
It's been 97 days since Pfizer started submitting data for their full approval application. Part of that time for the FDA includes things like inspecting the vaccine manufacturing facilities and clinical trial sites, and even monitoring individual patients and going through data of tens of thousands of patients and giving enough time to also follow them for safety. Based on those results, the vaccine was 91% effective in preventing COVID-19 disease. Now, these numbers are from before the Delta variant surge. Early research shows immunity from the mRNA vaccines goes down roughly about 6 to 8 months. The FDA's licensure does not cover boosters. The FDA must approve that part separately. The Biden administration is planning for boosters starting in the fall, but the FDA and the CDC still must okay it. The FDA is already allowing emergency use of a third dose of Pfizer or Moderna shots for people with severely weakened immune systems, though. Frontline healthcare workers who have seen a vast majority of those severely sick unvaccinated tell Newsy they're hopeful this will help in the pandemic fight.
And that's why I think this stamp of approval is so good, because it will say, look, we have done what we would have done for every other vaccine, for your shingles vaccine, for your pertussis vaccine, for your tetanus shot.
The FDA only expanded Pfizer's vaccine emergency approval for 12 to 15-year-olds back on May 10th, so it's still too early for that group to be included in this full license. Also still to be decided is the vaccination of children under the age of 12. Both Pfizer and Moderna are studying young children, and those findings are expected in the fall. FDA says it will continue to study the Pfizer vaccine even after approval, including safety studies for pregnancy. The hope here is that groups that have been hesitant will now get vaccinated. For example, even though the CDC recommends it, right now only about 1 in every 4 pregnant people have gotten the COVID vaccine. For someone who specifically wants to go out and get a Pfizer vaccination for COVID, you can call your pharmacy, you can make an appointment that way, or go to vaccines.gov/search, and for either one of those options, specifically request to get the Pfizer shot. Lindsay Thies, Newsy, San Francisco.
A 17-year-old who led authorities on a 100-mile-per-hour chase in Palm Beach and Martin counties Friday night told investigators he shot another person multiple times and tried to drag the person's body into a lake before neighbors interrupted him, according to law enforcement records made public Monday. Authorities from Palm Beach and Martin counties say they each plan to pursue charges against the teen after investigators found a male's body in the back of his pickup following the 45-mile trek from suburban Lake Worth north into the Palm City area. The teen and a female passenger were apprehended after Martin deputies conducted a pit maneuver on Southwest Martin Highway to end the vehicle pursuit. The Palm Beach Post is not naming the teen because he is a juvenile. The teen remained in custody at the Martin County Jail on Monday as he awaited transfer to Palm Beach County. No charges had been filed against the female passenger as of Monday. Hurricane Center is monitoring 3 tropical waves in the Atlantic Basin, all of which show signs of developing. 2 of the tropical waves are in the Atlantic, but a third in the Caribbean may affect areas in Mexico still recovering from Hurricane Grace. If the system tracks further to the north, it could bring heavy rainfall or even some wind to South Texas, according to AccuWeather forecasters. The Florida football team concluded preseason camp on Sunday with its final scrimmage before the season opener September 4 against FAU. With players leaving the team hotel and starting the fall semester Monday, game week has almost arrived for the number 11 Gators. And in addition to wrapping up camp, the team reached another vaccinations. The football program is over 90% vaccinated, according to UF Athletics Director Scott Strickland, meeting the SEC's 85% vaccination threshold for teams to avoid regular COVID-19 testing. News Time 6:28 with weather and traffic together next.
$6:29 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, on our highways on a Tuesday morning, expect a good ride. We're not finding any accidents to report. All looking good up and down U.S. Highway 1. And the major highways looking good right now, too. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 75 in Port St. Lucie and in St. Augustine, Florida this morning, 78. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, filtered sunshine with hazy conditions and some isolated inland showers and storms possible. Tomorrow, hazy, hot, and humid with highs in the low 90s and a slim chance for an isolated shower or storm. Thursday through the weekend, and scattered showers and storms possible, mainly inland, with highs in the low 90s. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
It is 6:33 on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for viral videos. So I got a couple. I only have two this morning. I feel bad because I only have two, Bonnie.
Oh, that's okay.
I usually like to have more than two.
Well, I have one. I'll add it to your two.
All right, so that makes
And
three
baby
for
makes
you and
three.
me. All right, very
Yeah.
good. We're not pregnant. Don't worry, folks. Somebody in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, filmed a bear approaching a guy who seems to be cleaning out his minivan. Now, he's always inside. The guy's halfway inside, and two doors are wide open, and he has no idea when he's warned.
Oh, man.
He climbs in and shuts the doors just in time. Listen.
Hey, sir.
There's a bear!
There's a bear right there.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
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 We've been having a lot of these scary bear stories recently. Was it you that showed me the one last week with the boy mountain biking out in the woods on the hilly trails, and all of a sudden a bear is like coming down the trail, and that was a tinier bear, and and I remember the story too. Didn't he lift his bike up in the air to make himself look huge,
look bigger?
And one more bear story. This was my viral video. I think it was captured on camera too this morning, of a bear porch pirate.
A bear porch pirate? Never heard of that one.
Yeah,
Tell me about that one.
I think the bear had been walking away with somebody's package that they had gotten from Amazon.
Okay.
And so the package sitting right outside, and then there was a bear seen walking away with the item.
Maybe it was porridge. It could have been.
Maybe there was porridge or a jar of honey in there. Who knows?
Wow. Okay. Very interesting. Here's another viral video. It has to do with a lion. Now, there's a huge difference between a roaring lion in captivity and one that could actually kill you. Now, there's a worker at a South African game reserve who was in a building when the lion outside saw him and roared like he meant it.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, very interesting. Here we go.
Wow.
Yeah. Look at that lion.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. That's like... Oh, yeah. He doesn't like that somebody's inside his building.
No, and it sounds like it's coming straight from the lion's belly.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Just like when a wolf yelps, when a wolf barks, it comes from deep inside, like down in the belly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just a little, that's just a tad bit too close for comfort for me.
I think I saw somewhere too where they opened this zoo. I'm not sure if it's in this country or what country I saw it in, but they opened a zoo where people are actually in the cage and with the lions.
In a, I know what it is. It's, I think it's out in South Africa somewhere where you're actually out in the wild and you're put in a clear cage is what it is. It's a clear plexiglass cage and the lions can come right up to you in this clear cage. And I've seen video of people in this clear cage where the lions are like hopping on top of it and they're like pawing at the oh man,
that would be a little too close for comfort. They could like put their noses right up to the rub it on the cage too and just taunt you.
just not right.
The lion sleeps tonight.
Oh God, I remember that song by Robert John.
Was that Robert John? Was it Robert John and the Tokens or something?
I think it was Robert John.
Didn't the Tokens perform that one?
Google.
Okay. Let's take a
I
look.
think it was Robert John.
You know, that is like something
I
that we
remember
should know.
that song. It used to go, "Win me, way." Oh my gosh! Now you got me going.
Let's see. The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
See what you get.
I think it was the Tokens because I remember playing that song on oldies radio.
It was on Atlantic Records. I remember that because the label was red.
The Tokens.
Was it the Tokens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, they had a group of five boys in that group.
Oh wow, that's a classic picture.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Isn't that though?
Lion Sleeps Tonight. Yeah, that was a great tune. Great tune from back in the day. Bonnie, did you know 72% of Americans live within an hour of their parents? 72. Now, I was one of those that didn't live within an hour of my parents because I was all the way up in West Palm and my parents were all the way down in Davie. So that was like an adventure to get to them. Did you know residents of Phoenix, Arizona enjoy winter 90% more than any other city? Phoenix, Arizona, they enjoy winter more than any other city in the United States.
I've never been to Phoenix. I've never been cultured with Phoenix. I wonder
been there twice.
What the reasoning for them, like, I like the winters here in Florida because of this climate.
Right.
And, I don't have to put up with any snow or snowstorms. I'm not sure if does it even snow in Phoenix? Do they get a little snow over there?
I don't know.
I see. I don't know.
I don't know that.
I'm not really.
I can tell you this much. I've been to Vegas in the winter and I've been to Vegas in the summer.
Yeah.
It's like two totally different drastic climate changes because in the summertime, Vegas is so hot and it's so the air is so dry. You have to carry a bottle of water with you everywhere you go in the summertime.
They say it's supposed to be good for arthritis if you suffer from that, for the dry heat.
But it's just the air is so dry. And then in the wintertime, it gets down to like 30 degrees in Vegas.
Ooh.
It gets really cold in Vegas.
Yeah. Sometimes I like a little bit of a change in the temperature. The first year that I came here in 2002, I remember being out on the beach on Hutchinson Island, and it did get down to 40 one night.
I like when it gets like down to the 50s here. I like that. That's whether I would go out on my scooter.
And you're gonna go out some mornings on your scooter, and it would be a little bit nippy.
That's okay. I'll wear sweatpants.
There have been some mornings I've gone out running, and in winter here, and I start running, and I'm like, gosh, I could use some gloves. I could use some mittens. My hands are cold.
Frostbite.
It does get that nippy here.
Bonnie, 10% of guys in a Match.com survey, the website Match.com, they say that they have changed their phone number after a first date. 10% of the guys on the website.
Really?
They've changed their phone number after a first date.
10%?
Yeah, 10%,
a pretty big percentage of the guys.
Did you know a survey says that 27% of people would get an IRS tattoo if it meant never to pay taxes again? So, Bonnie, here's the $1 million question. If you were offered an IRS tattoo on your arm or any part of your body to get, so you would never have to pay taxes again, would you get that tattoo?
I would not.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not against tattoos, but I don't even sport one. I've never had a tattoo before. And to get a permanent IRS tattooed on my arm, it wouldn't be worth it. And my practical thinking is that we as a society, the way we keep moving in America, we got to pay our share a little bit. We got to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Therefore, I wouldn't want to get that too.
Okay.
No.
I'm afraid of ink, so I just I count me out on that one.
Speaking of ink, we need some ink for that printer.
Oh, okay. That was random.
We need ink for the printer in the
If anybody wants to donate to the cause, please do.
Oh, Frank sent me a text about it. He said,
"Oh, did he? What did he say?"
Yeah. Oh, wait, he sent it last night. You see, I use Frank's printer here at the studio. Thank you so much, Sir Frank. He says I need to get the HP LaserJet M551 toner, and he said to bring your big wallet.
Wow. Okay, so here we go.
It's an HP LaserJet M551 toner.
Hold on. HP
and
laser.
Lazy me. I didn't look it up on Amazon yet to see.
What is it? An MP? What is it?
M551 toner.
M551.
Yep. M as in Mary.
Toner.
HP LaserJet M551 toner. And what's the big price on that one, Evan? Okay, so you be Bob Barker and I will be a contestant, and let's see if the price is right. $150.
Let me look.
150, right?
Let's find out. Hold on. It's loading.
If the price is right, will I get it for free?
Boy. I think that's the model number of the printer.
Oh, really?
HP
okay.
Legit 500 color printer, M551 toner cartridges. Yeah, you're looking at $245.
$245.
Yeah,
huh?
$245 for just the black one. And the other ones are empty too. And I think they all work together in a conglomerate, and they all may have to be replaced. So you're looking at over $1,000 in cartridges.
Well, maybe it's time to buy a printer.
Yeah, for $99, you might be better off.
Yeah, I'll check out with Frank to see if just this toner is what I need. You know, I don't need anything big and fabulous, just something basic.
I mean, it gives you 5,500 pages. I think that's it. I have to see what it looks like.
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to tell, to be very honest with you. But I'm here at $219.99. Yeah, it's expensive. So fatten your wallet up, folks. If anybody wants to donate to the cause, just give Bonnie a call, and she'll be glad to take donations for toner.
I'm going to take a look at Best Buy too, I think, when I get out here in a little while.
All right. There you go.
Best Buy, Amazon. We're going to do some shopping.
There you go.
Going to,
spend money.
Yeah.
Spend money. That's what it's all about. Spend money. Money's there. Why not spend it?
It keeps the economy going.
That's it. Anyway, it's 6:45 this morning. It's time for news once again, brought to you this half hour by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin for the best deals in town on precious metals. It's always St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie's at the news desk with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A free monoclonal antibody treatment site for COVID-19 will open in Fort Pierce. Governor Ron DeSantis announced during a news conference there Monday. The site will operate 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Havert L. Fenn Center, 2000 Virginia Avenue, and serve about 320 people daily, the governor said. The site will accept walk-ins, and appointments may be made at patientportalfl.com. When it comes to the gender wage gap, data from the American Association of University Women reveals the COVID-19 crisis has taken a disproportionate economic toll on women. More women have lost jobs, and there could be economic ramifications for years to come. But the pandemic also presents opportunities, both on this and other women's issues. WPTV's Arthur Mondale has this.
I am a dynamic, confident, and powerful woman, but I wasn't always that way.
Fort Pierce resident Veronica Colabab is preparing for a big speech on personal struggle and triumph.
You know, don't leave marks where people can see them. It was something that people covered up back then.
She's moved forward and climbed the corporate ladder, but she says not every woman has taken a sledgehammer to the glass ceiling and healed.
I think it's about finding your voice. It's about knowing your value and stepping into your power.
There is a huge ripple effect. It shows up in every area of their
Trainer Amanda Rose Igo has female clients around the globe.
I work with clients in over 20 countries,
helping women monetize in their messaging.
If you can clearly own your value and see your worth, and that gets delivered in your presentation, it's so much easier when you say, hey, it's time for me to have a raise.
Or interviewing, or getting out of a destructive relationship.
And that's the recipe for a rising star speaker.
We don't argue and complain and take each other down. We lift each other up.
On August 28th, new and mid-level women speakers will stand up for themselves and advocate for their position, not just in the workplace, but also in their communities, during the Rising Star Speaker Contest happening at the Hyatt Place, West Palm Beach.
To share their experience and then change other people's lives.
Speeches are limited to 5 minutes in 3 categories, and of course there's prizes. But according to the lead organizer, everyone should leave empowered and inspired. Arthur Mondale, WPTV News Channel 5.
Mountain bike trails in Halpatioke Park in Martin County have now been closed for more than a month since a biker fell onto an alligator and was badly bitten and hospitalized. WPTV's Megan McRoberts has the story.
Well, since that alligator bite happened, the county has been reviewing and inspecting all of its trails across the county. But now the 7.5 miles of mountain bike trails here at Hapatioke Park stand to get some improvements with input from a national design team. It's been more than a month since these trails have been lined with bikers, as county crews have been making sure they are safe.
Hapatioke actually means alligator. We want the alligators and the wildlife to continue to be a part of the experience here.
The county closing the mountain biking trails after 74-year-old Robert Bassett rode his bike off a wooden portion of the trail, falling into the water and on top of an alligator.
If he had landed anywhere else, it probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
But some good news coming out of the trail review
is the realization just how important this feature is to the public.
Now planning to invest a little more into them.
It's just a great opportunity for us to look holistically at the whole trail system and see where there's opportunities to improve the recreational opportunity.
National mountain bike trail design teams to maximize the potential for these trails, also making them safer, like removing the wooden additions, a fire risk during prescribed burns, and adding more signs to help bikers know if the trail meets their skill level. Now, the mountain bike trails could still be closed for another 2 weeks, but at most 2 weeks, they could reopen this weekend. The hiking trails do remain open. In Martin County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
Another Florida school district is defying Governor Ron DeSantis' order banning mask mandates. The Duval County School Board voted yesterday in favor of a 90-day mask mandate for all students unless they have a medical, physical, or psychological condition. Parents on both sides of the issue were on hand. This man is against the mandate.
Ultimately, I think that it's up to people's individual decisions to make. If you want to wear a mask, I'm not trying to prevent you from doing that. And I think if there's an issue, a disagreement on what should be done, I think we should err on the side of freedom and caution.
The 5-2 vote for the mask mandate in Duval County came after hours of passionate and tense debate. Well, lastly, a legendary NFL quarterback helped pitch in Monday to keep South Florida's beaches beautiful and clean. Joe Namath joined employees of the restaurants Charlie and Joe's at Love Street to show their commitment to our ocean's health. Namath, a Jupiter area resident, and his team participated in the beach cleanup at Carlin Park, Du Bois Park, and the Jupiter Inlet. During Monday's event, Namath was showing support for his college alma mater by sporting a University of Alabama hat where he played for 3 seasons. The group said they removed more than 50 pounds of trash on Monday. The beach cleanup was part of World Water Week, an annual event that for 30 years has worked to resolve global water issues. It's been a long journey from South Fork High through the minor league system of the Texas Rangers, but Saturday night it all became worth it for Nick Snyder. The 25-year-old who started the year in high A ball got the call up to the big the team in Boston, where he fired a 1-2-3 ninth inning Sunday to finish the Rangers' 10-1 victory over the Red Sox. News time at 6:51 with weather and traffic together next.
6:53 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together.
Well, Evan, we're not finding any accidents on our roadways this morning. So, yeah, if you're heading out, you can just expect a nice ride on your way to work. Major highways clear. US 1 looking good out here, too. And that's your latest look at traffic. Stewart is at 78 degrees, and it's a clear sky in Nelson, British Columbia, Canada, and 46. Here's our weather from WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits. Filtered sunshine with hazy conditions and some isolated inland showers and storms possible. Tomorrow, hazy, hot, and humid with highs in the low 90s and a slim chance for an isolated shower or storm. Thursday through the weekend, slightly hazy and scattered showers and storms possible, mainly inland, with highs in the low 90s. First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM, Fulton County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
Leaving your car in a parking lot just got a lot more secure. Introducing MMA Parking. Mixed martial arts fighters will guard your parked car. Wannabe thieves won't know what hit them, but you will. How about a Jag trying to rip off a Jag? Or a double-leg takedown for tapping a Tesla? This will be the last time someone dings your car. MMA parking lot attendants. Kicking butt now in a parking lot near you.
I'll take an MMA parking lot attendant.
Lucky Charms.
Any day of the week, Bonnie.
Oh, yeah. You got to know that car is safe and secure. Especially if you own a Tesla, you might want to have it safe and secure.
Yeah, I would say so. I would definitely say so, without a doubt. Anyway, coming up next hour is our 7 o'clock hour. And we got a whole lot planned. And then at 8 o'clock, Major John Budenseek is going to be here, one of our favorites, sitting in for the sheriff, William Snyder, who has been extremely, very, very busy as of late. And Major Budenseek's been sitting in and doing a great job on it.
Yeah, he is. I wonder if Major Budenseek will have anything more on the story of this teen that was caught in this 100-mile-per-hour chase.
I'm sure he does. We can get an update from him on that aspect, and we'll also be speaking with him in regards to cyber safety tips for kids. Now that school's back in session, we need a refresher course and what parents need to be looking out for. Also, we're going to talk about trunk or treat as well. That's been changed around a little bit. So that's going to be also very, very interesting to speak about as well.
That's exciting to think that trunk or treat is right around the corner, and they're going to be having it this year too.
Right.
The kids getting back trunk or treating.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're WSTU Stewart. We're Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. Don't you dare go anywhere. Don't even make an attempt to touch that dial, because we're coming back at you with hour number 2 for me and you. We'll be right back.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Thank you very much, Madam Announcer. Hour number 2 for you and me.
Which one of you has been eating all the Cheeto snacks?
Okay, well, wasn't me. It wasn't her.
Ah, sick! Gross! Yuck!
Okay, well, Cheetos are not sick and gross.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
And we thank you for being here with us as well. It is 7:08 on the Get Up and Go show. Mr. Clock, would you certify the time?
It's now 7:08 a.m.
7:08 a.m. and we are off and running with hour number 2 for me and you, Bonnie.
Yes, and indeed on this Tuesday. And, Treasure Coast, welcome once again. We're so glad that you could join us. And we're hoping you're having a great ride on your way to work this morning.
Definitely so. And if you have anything that you want to talk about, anything that's on your mind, we always have a virtual couch that is all nice and comfy that you can hop on. Our number is 220-9788, 220-WSTU. That's the number to reach us at. That is the magic number. And speaking of magic number, it's time for magical numbers of birthdays. So it's time for birthdays, anniversaries, and back in the day. And Bonnie, we'll start off with you like we always do. What do you have for us?
Well, we'll say happy birthday going out to Harvey this morning. And happy birthday to Ashley, a sweet young lady that I used to work with. And now I work with her sister.
Oh, wow.
At another workplace. So, okay. Ashley, if you're listening, happy birthday from us from the Get Up and Go show.
All right. Well, there you go. Happy birthday, Miss Ashley. 21 years old today.
That's right.
21. Everybody's 21. If we don't know your age, you're 21.
Forever 21.
So that means you'll be forever 21, Bonnie, because still to this date, I do not know your age.
And I still want to go to Forever 21 and go shopping.
That's a great place.
Might do that too today.
That's actually a great place to go.
It is. There's like a variety of clothing. I like that one. And I love my Burlington. And fascinating news that you gave me this morning. There's one even opening up in Tradition.
Oh.
Was it true? You said Tradition Parkway or something's going to have a Burlington?
Yes.
Where did you hear this? I did not see this.
There's a big sign out front.
Is there? No kidding?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a huge sign out by the road.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All the more reason to go to the town of Tradition.
Yes, for sure. Let me see here. I was responding. This is Little League stuff from Palm City. They were messaging me to do a wrap-up call or something like that after the show. So I'm like, okay, fine. Anyway, Kenny, let me see here. Sophia Ritchie is 23. That's the daughter of Lionel and sister of Nicole Ritchie.
So she is 23. And, I have I wasn't aware that Lionel had that young of a daughter.
Neither
and
was
that,
I.
Even that Nicole had a sister.
From a different mister who has a brother from a different mother.
So at 23, Nicole would be pretty much older than Sophie is her name?
Yes, Sophia Ritchie.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia Ritchie. Justine Skye, the R&B singer. Biggest hit, one hit, Don't Think About It, is 26 years old today.
I don't know who that is, but I like the name Justin Skye.
I have no idea who Justine Skye is. Never heard of her.
I like it.
Rupert Grint is 33. That's Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter movies.
The red-haired boy in the Harry Potter movies. He's so sweet.
Yep. Martha Higuerita is 38. That's Kristen Ortega on Altered Carbon. Chad Michael Murray is 40. That's Jack Thompson on Agent Carter. Author John Green is 44, the guy who wrote the young adult novels. Alex Laughlin is 45 years old today. That's Steve McGarrett on Hawaii Five-0. Steve McGarrett.
That's the new Hawaii Five-0.
Yes,
that's
the new Hawaii Five-0.
I would imagine.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be the other guy because there's no way that other guy is 45 years old.
Yeah, because I was
the original Steve.
I was
McGarrett.
so young when my parents used to have that one on. That goes like back in the earliest memory of TV shows with my childhood. That and Gunsmoke.
Yep.
Which we still watch.
Yep.
I still like to tune into Gunsmoke.
Dave Chappelle is 48 years old today. Some of his funniest characters include crackhead Tyrone Biggums and blind black-white supremacist Clayton Bigsby. Dave Gregory is 51. That's the CNN political analyst and former host of Meet the Press. Marlene Matlin is 56. That's the 87 Best Actress Oscar winner for Children of a Lesser God.
Yeah, she is Marley Matlin. I think she's deaf. She's a famous deaf actress. Very, very good. How old was she today?
It is 56 years old today.
56 she is. Okay.
Also celebrating a birthday today is Reggie Miller, 56 years old, retired NBA All-Star and basketball commentator for TNT.
I used to love Reggie on the Indiana Pacers when he used to play for them. I was I was a huge fan of that team back in the day.
Tommy,
so Reggie, 56 today.
56. Huh? Tommy Sablin is 57. That's the legendary Radio Hall of Fame producer. Craig Kilborn, 59 years old today, original host of The Daily Show. David Kochner is 59. That's Champ Kind in Anchorwoman News. Mark Bedford is 60 years old today. That's Madness bassist. Cal Ripken Jr., 61, Baseball Hall of Famer. And from the movie Police Academy, Steve Guttenberg, 63 years old today. And the billionaire, and I say billionaire, chairman of the board for WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, the one and only Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Vince McMahon is 76 years old today.
Do you know that dude? You know him?
Yeah, that's the guy that paid me when I used to work for them as a ring announcer.
Oh, right.
Back in the late 80s, early 90s.
So is he situated like over maybe in the Tampa area? Or
no, he lives in Greenwich, Connecticut.
Oh, in Greenwich.
Yes, he's in Greenwich. Pompous person, I must say.
Yeah, I bet he has a very nice pad.
Well, he's a billionaire. He ought to.
He should invite us up there so we can play.
He ought to. Today is National Waffle Day, so make sure and go eat a waffle.
So do you prefer waffles like over pancakes?
Depends on, I like Lego Maego waffles, chocolate chip.
Oh, yeah, those are so good. Yeah, and those chips are melting in the waffle.
It's also Pluto Demoted Day. After nearly 80 years as an official planet, Pluto was demoted down to a dwarf planet. So it's National Pluto Demoted Day.
I still consider Pluto a planet.
Yeah.
We should ask Randy Siegel his thoughts on that.
Okay, we'll do that.
It's just like I grew up with knowing that Pluto was the smallest planet. So therefore, I still consider it one, and they're not going to tell me otherwise.
It's also, lastly, Kobe Bryant Day. Kobe Bryant was more than a basketball player. He was an inspiration and a cultural icon to many. So today is the day we celebrate Kobe Bryant for Kobe Bryant Day.
Yep, because it's 8/24, and those were like the numbers of his two jerseys that he wore.
You got it.
8/24.
Very good. Good morning. You're on the radio with us.
Yeah, man.
Oh, wow. Well, good morning, Fredo. How are you?
The other guy on Hawaii 5-0 was Jack Lord. Yeah, man.
Ah, that was the guy's name. Bonnie and I we had a mind blank.
Oh, yeah, I used to hang out with Jack Lord in Hawaii back in '66 during the production of the show. It was actually in episode 52, season 3. Yeah, man, I was playing one of the trumpets in that episode. Yeah, man.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Man,
okay.
you would hang out with some big guns, wouldn't you, Fredo?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me, him, and Don Ho. Remember Don Ho? Johnny Bubbles. Yeah, man. You know.
Could you sing a couple of bars of Tiny Bubbles for us, please?
I know the words I know right now. It's been a long time since I sung that song.
Oh,
yeah, man.
Okay. All right. All right. So, what are you doing up so early? Well, then again, you're always up early. You have to get you have to get the truck ready for wherever you're going to be. Trying to shiest people at. Meet people at today.
Oh, I don't know. Well, right now I'm just sitting outside, just looking at people. Yeah, man.
Oh. Okay, you're sitting outside looking at people.
He's doing some
I'm
people watching.
Taking today off, yeah.
Oh, you have today off.
Yeah.
Very nice. How did you manage to get today off?
I'm getting ready for Bentley's birthday party starting tomorrow. Yeah, man.
Bentley's birthday party is not going to be all that great from what I understand because...
Oh, don't worry, I'll make it great. Yeah, man.
I know that.
News anchors start showing up. Yeah, man.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
but
boy.
Bentley is now single because him and Lakeisha have parted ways, haven't they?
Oh, don't worry, I got that taken care of too. Yeah, man.
You do?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't talk about it on the air, but let's just say it won't be legal. Yeah, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's going to be all sorts of things going on at this party. And Evans, you need to show up too. And then Bonnie, guess what I got? Got your little natty ice seltzers. Yeah, man.
What? What do you have for her?
I think he said Netty Ice or
Natty ice little seltzers that you like. Yeah, man.
Natty ice seltzers? You like those?
Natty Ice Seltzer.
What the heck are those?
It's like one of those flavored beer from Natural Ice, right? Or Natty's Ice.
Yeah.
What's your flavor of choice?
I'll have a whole cooler waiting for you, Bonnie. Yeah, man.
All right. Well, do you have any strawberry for me?
Absolutely. I'll have anything for you as long as you get over here and you have a couple of those and I'll massage your feet. Yeah,
Make
man.
it ice cold.
Here he goes massaging your feet again.
Oh. Hi, Bonnie. Hey, baby. How you doing?
You know, there's never a time that the conversation doesn't go by without him giving that flirtatious hello to you, Bonnie.
Well, you know, gotta forward the advances to Bonnie from Fredo. Yeah, man.
Thank God you don't have my wife's cell phone number.
Oh, I do. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
You'll be
no.
calling
She
Rachel.
called me before. That's how I set up her foot massage appointment. Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have a conversation with her.
Rachel's at home saying, "How divine."
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you're enjoying the... Oh, my gosh. You're enjoying the day off today. What is planned for you for Wednesday?
Tomorrow. I told you we're getting set up for Bentley's birthday party. Yeah, man.
So you're setting up. Where's the birthday party going to take place at?
Oh, it's going to be in my compound. Yeah, man. My warehouse. Get the big pool in the back. Yeah, man.
How do you have a pool in the back of a warehouse?
You don't worry about it. Nothing that a couple of Benjamins didn't take care of with the inspector. Yeah, man. Remember Bentley last year set up. He put a big old Harley on the high dive. Yeah, man.
Oh no.
Wonder what he's going to do. What's twisted at his birthday party this year?
Oh, I don't know, but it'll be fun to see. Yeah, man.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to let you go. You take it easy.
Hold on. Rachel's beeping in. I got to go. I'll talk to you later.
Oh,
yeah, man.
God. All right. Bye. Oh, my gosh. I got to have a conversation with the wife.
Now he's got you nervous, Evan.
Yeah, he does.
Rachel.
Wow.
Why would Rachel
Why
be calling?
is Rachel calling him? That's what I want to know.
She's probably not really calling him. He's probably just trying to get your goat. You know, trying to just poke at you.
Man.
He's good for that.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't trust him. I really don't.
Yeah.
I simply don't. I just don't trust the man. I don't. Never have, never will. Just something about him.
Something most peculiar, huh?
Yeah, he's definitely a what do we call that?
A card?
No,
a
well,
card?
no, he's a queer duck. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a queer duck. Yeah, I definitely
I don't think he has his ducks in order.
No, his ducks are not in a row. I can tell you that much. Definitely, the ducks are not in a row. Anyway, it is 7:20 right now on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for news. Once again, let's go to the news desk. Bonnie standing by with the headlines. Morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. It looks like there's going to be a free monoclonal antibody treatment site for COVID-19. It's going to open in Fort Pierce. Governor Ron DeSantis announced during a news conference there Monday. The site will operate 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Havert L. Fenn Center, 2000 Virginia Avenue, serving about 320 people daily, the governor said. The site will accept walk-ins, and appointments may be made at patientportalfl.com. What Pfizer's COVID vaccine approval means. Here's WPTV's news partner, Lindsay Peace.
It's been 97 days since Pfizer started submitting data for their full approval application. Part of that time for the FDA includes things like inspecting the vaccine manufacturing facilities and clinical trial sites, and even monitoring individual patients and going through data and giving enough time to also follow them for safety. Based on those results, the vaccine was 91% effective in preventing COVID-19 disease. Now, these numbers are from before the Delta variant surge. Early immunity from the mRNA vaccines goes down roughly about 6 to 8 months. The FDA's licensure does not cover boosters. The FDA must approve that part separately. The Biden administration is planning for boosters starting in the fall, but the FDA and the CDC still must okay it. The FDA is already allowing emergency use of a third dose of Pfizer or Moderna shots for people with severely weakened immune systems, though. Frontline healthcare workers who have seen a vast majority of those severely sick unvaccinated tell Newsy they're hopeful this will help in the pandemic fight.
And that's why I think this stamp of approval is so good, because it will say, look, we have done what we would have done for every other vaccine, for your shingles vaccine, for your pertussis vaccine, for your tetanus shot.
The FDA only expanded Pfizer's vaccine emergency approval for 12 to 15-year-olds back on May 10th, so it's still too early for that group to be included in this full license. Also still to be decided is the vaccination of children under the age of 12. Both Pfizer and Moderna are studying young children, and those findings are expected in the fall. FDA says it will continue to study the Pfizer vaccine even after approval, including safety studies for pregnancy. The hope here is that groups that have been hesitant will now get vaccinated. For example, even though the CDC recommends it, right now only about 1 in every 4 pregnant people have gotten the COVID vaccine. For someone who specifically wants to go out and get a Pfizer vaccination for COVID, you can call your pharmacy, you can make an appointment that way, or go to vaccines.gov/search, and for either one of those options, specifically request to get the Pfizer shot. Lindsay Thies, Newsy, San Francisco.
When it comes to the gender wage gap, data from the American Association of University Women reveals the COVID-19 crisis has taken a disproportionate economic toll in women. More women have lost jobs, and there could be economic ramifications for years to come. But the pandemic also presents opportunities, both on this and other women's issues. WPTV's Arthur Mondale has this.
I am a dynamic, confident, and powerful woman, but I wasn't always that way.
Fort Pierce resident Veronica Kalabab is preparing for a big speech on personal struggle and triumph.
You know, don't leave marks where people can see them. It was something that people covered up back then.
She's moved forward and climbed the corporate ladder, but she says not every woman has taken a sledgehammer to the glass ceiling and healed.
I think it's about finding your voice. It's about knowing your value and stepping into your power.
There is a huge ripple effect. It shows up in every area of their life.
Speaking coach and trainer Amanda Rose Igo has female clients around the globe.
I've worked with clients in over 20 countries,
helping women magnetize and make an impact in their messaging.
You can clearly own your value and see your worth, and that gets delivered in your presentation. It's so much easier when you say, hey, it's time for me to have a raise.
Or interviewing, or getting out of a destructive relationship.
And that's the recipe for a rising star speaker.
This is how we roll. We don't argue and complain and take each other down. We lift each other up.
On August 28th, new and mid-level women speakers will stand up for themselves and advocate for their position, not just in the workplace, but also in their communities, during the Rising Star Speaker Contest happening at the Hyatt Place, West Palm Beach.
To share their experience and then change other people's lives.
Speeches are limited to 5 minutes in 3 categories, and of course, there's prizes. But according to the lead organizer, everyone should leave empowered and inspired. Arthur Mondale, WPTV News Channel 5.
A hearing is underway in Tallahassee on a lawsuit against the state by parents wanting a school mask mandate. Kristen Thompson of Gainesville has 2 children attending public schools.
People are wearing masks. It kind of protects everybody else from the people who are not, I guess, being responsible by sending their kids to school sick and stuff.
An attorney for the state said nothing in the ban on mandates stops parents from masking up their kids. Disney employees could lose their jobs if they don't get the COVID vaccine. Walt Disney World and 2 unions that represent cast members announced yesterday they have agreed to a vaccine mandate. Residents and tourists lined International Speedway Boulevard in Daytona Beach yesterday for a procession following the funeral of Officer Jason Rayner. The governor was among over 1,000 people who attended a private funeral for the 26-year-old who died last week from injuries suffered in a shooting 2 months ago. And lastly, 2 new roller coasters delayed by the pandemic are about to open in Florida. SeaWorld Orlando's Icebreaker debuts next February, and Iron Ghazi at Busch Gardens in Tampa is set to open in March. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 0-2 on the preseason after losing to the Saints at New Orleans last night, 23-21. News time is 7:27. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
7:27. Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, there's a disabled vehicle with roadblock, what we're seeing right now, and this is on the Turnpike southbound in Palm City at mile marker 133. Southbound mile marker 133 on the Turnpike. There is a disabled vehicle, and it's partially blocking the left lane. So slow down in that area. Use some caution this morning. There's your latest look at traffic. Nice clear sky in Port St. Lucie is what we're seeing in 75. In Alicante, Spain, it's 81. Here's more on our forecast at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits. Filtered sunshine with hazy conditions and some isolated inland showers and storms possible. Tomorrow, hazy, hot, and humid with highs in the low 90s and a slim chance for an isolated shower or storm. Thursday through the weekend, slightly hazy and scattered showers and storms possible, mainly inland, with highs in the low 90s. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
This is not headline news. BTS canceled their world tour. Teens with tickets are encouraged to get refunds. Adults with tickets are encouraged to get a life. The Academy of Country Music Awards will stream on Amazon, but the remaining 800 Country Music Award shows will still air on network TV. Today is Chad Michael Murray's 40th birthday. In Freaky Friday, he couldn't tell Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis apart, which would be more realistic today since they both look like they're the same age. Lucky Charms brought back its marshmallow-only cereal. I guess because COVID-19 wasn't killing us fast enough. And Peacock canceled the Punky Brewster reboot. If you didn't know there was a Punky Brewster reboot, that's probably the reason why. This is not headline news.
From not headline news to the stupid stuff.
And now it's time for Stupid News.
It's so stupid and awesome.
Where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
Are you effing stupid?
Lots of good stuff this morning. I was in here bright and early scouring the internet, and I found a whole boatload of stories. Bonnie, really stupid stuff.
Yeah, there's so many stupid stories that cross our path lately.
I can't believe that there's that much stupidness in the world.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, thank God you do the serious stuff, because if you just did stupid stuff, I'd just take a gun to my head. I think. I don't know. I'm glad you do good stuff. That's all I got to say. Let's go to Bangor Township in Michigan, where police responded to a domestic violence report involving gunfire. Now, they were flagged down by a man who reported his younger brother, 43-year-old Andrew Phelps, had been the one who shot at him. Now, it seems the two brothers were hanging out in Phelps's garage when the older brother made a joke about Phelps's ex-wife cooking. Now, that led to an argument, and the next thing he knew, Andrew pulled a 9mm handgun from an unknown area, fired one shot at him.
Yikes.
According to the police report.
All over bad cooking?
Yeah. The older brother said he was sitting on a bar stool about 10 feet from Phelps when the shot was fired. The bullet passed about 6 inches from the man's head, he estimated, adding he was afraid for his own life and ran outside. Deputies went to Phelps' house and used a PA system to call out to him. Phelps eventually came out and surrendered, and on being arrested, Phelps said he wanted a lawyer. In Phelps' garage, deputies found a bullet hole in a wall, a handgun, and a magazine next to it. And I'm not talking about the magazine that you read.
Sure.
Containing 9 full metal jacket rounds. Deputies also found 1 spent and 1 live FMJ, which is full metal jacket, round on the garage floor as well.
I would not want to be out having a beer with these boys.
No.
They don't play.
No.
They don't play nice.
Not at all. Last Tuesday, a 19-year-old woman named Jashanti Pleasant from
where?
Kenosha, Wisconsin.
All right. I have relatives.
This is true.
I have relatives up that
This
way.
is true. Last Tuesday, 19-year-old Jashanti Pleasant from Kenosha, Wisconsin, accidentally shot her friend James while playing with a cat.
Accidentally shooting a friend while she was playing with a cat.
Yes, playing with a cat, Bonnie. She apparently pulled a 9mm handgun from the nightstand drawer and turned on the laser sight and was pointing it at the floor to get the cat to chase
The cat
the laser.
likes to play with that little
Cats
laser
love
dot
playing with laser
zooming
dots.
across the
They
floor.
do. They love that
Makes
stuff.
me want to get one of those now.
I have a bunch of them at home. I'll bring one for
Okay.
you. I'll give you one for your cat.
Is it bulletless though? I don't.
Yes,
I
it's
don't
not a
need-
gun. It's just a laser pointer.
Oh, just the pointer.
Just the pointer.
I would love that.
Okay. While she was doing that now, the gun went off and it struck James in the right thigh.
Oh,
Jashanti said she thought the gun's magazine had been taken out of the gun. But according to a witness that was there, she'd also been drinking heavily and she was drinking brandy.
yeah.
So with that
Yeah.
said, she was arrested for causing injury by negligence using of a weapon.
Yeah, while playing with Kitty.
Yep. James was treated for the gunshot wound at the hospital. It sounds like he's going to be okay. And by the way,
good.
it was James's gun. And he's already facing felony gun charges for his role in a gang-related shooting last year. So he'll likely be in even more trouble now because of that. Because he's not supposed to be possessing a weapon.
I'm sure they're not too fired up over that.
No pun intended. Yeah. No pun intended.
Oh, kids.
Terrible situation. Just when you're using a laser pointer, just simply don't
make sure it's not loaded.
Yeah, make sure it's not loaded.
I would make doubly triple sure that it wouldn't be loaded.
Yeah, you don't want to don't make sure it's loaded, because we don't want that happening.
No.
Yeah, we don't want that happening.
And plus it would be hard on Kitty's ears.
Yeah. Exactly. Boy, this next story, really, I find it very hard to believe, but it's very true. A man named Gary Cobble Jr. from Oconee County, South Carolina, in the western part of the state, stole a horse last Monday.
Oh, did he
stole a horse?
Ride away? Did he saddle up the pony and ride away on it?
A witness saw him riding it and then taking it inside his house.
Inside the house.
Which definitely seems like that would raise an eyebrow.
He must have a very big house.
Okay, the witness who saw all this called the police when the deputies arrived. They saw horse feces in the living room.
You can say sore. That's the way they talk in Missouri.
Ugh.
I've washed, my sister-in-law is from Missouri, and she says, I wash my clothes.
Wash.
Yes.
So when the cops arrived, they saw horse. I can't talk this morning. When the cops arrived, they saw horse feces in the living room.
Oh, boy.
The deputies went through the house and they found a full-size quarter horse standing in the middle of this person's bedroom.
Wow.
Now, the horse was fine aside from a cut on its left leg. Apparently, its name is Jubilee. Gary was charged with larceny of livestock, and he was already wanted on some other charges, including one for throwing a mandolin into a pasture. Yes, a mandolin.
What's a mandolin?
It's an instrument.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an instrument that you play.
Yeah.
So he's charged with throwing a mandolin into a pasture.
Why
would you bring a horse?
Steal a horse and bring it in
your house
to your home?
You can't train it to go potty in a litter box.
Oh.
That would be impossible.
You know, it reminds me, I just recently saw a episode of Wife Swap.
Mm-hmm.
And this lady that was very clean, and she come from a really clean house.
Mm-hmm.
She had to go live with a family that had animals in their house.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had goats in the house. There was like a llama that I saw in a baby's toy crib. And they just like, she went to, she swapped with a family where they like live with their animals.
Very interesting.
It was really kind of.
That's strange.
And then they had I think they had like a 43-year-old son still living at home.
Oh my.
With his daughter. Anyway.
Oh my. That's weird. That's definitely weird.
That nonsense that I watch, nonsense that I watch on TV.
I get entertained by stuff like that all the time.
Sometimes it's a nice, getaway. Sometimes you got to release once in a while and just.
I'll stick to the Hallmark Channel.
That's
police. There you go. That's my escape.
Yeah.
I'm finding myself watching that more and more. I'm getting very soft lately.
Oh my gosh.
Rachel will tell you.
I can't.
She'll come out of the bedroom. She'll go up watching the Hallmark Channel again, aren't you? I'm
Hallmark?
like, yeah.
And what's that magazine that you read? Cosmo.
Cosmo, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting very soft in my old age.
Yeah. Do you subscribe to it too? Does it come?
Cosmo? It's digital. Yeah, it's digital.
Wow.
Yeah, it comes. I get it on my iPad. I read it on my iPad. I have the app.
I want to subscribe to People magazine.
Oh, that's another one.
I love reading that.
That's actually a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Police have arrested a woman, they say, broke into a restaurant naked. Yeah, she broke into a restaurant while she was naked. She destroyed it, then ran to a nearby hotel and destroyed more things.
Were there customers at the restaurant at the time?
No, she broke in.
Okay.
Now, police were called to the restaurant where the woman allegedly broke in and started breaking things. Police say she was gone already when they arrived at the restaurant. However, they soon found out she was at a nearby hotel, destroying more things. Now, there they found a guest who said he was smoking a cigarette outside his hotel room when she ran up, jumped into his room, and locked him out of his room while he was standing outside smoking a cigarette.
Oh my gosh.
She was still inside the room when the officers got there, damaging everything in this poor man's hotel.
Gosh.
Officers ended up getting inside the hotel room and arrested the woman after a brief struggle. She ended up having to go to the hospital, possibly because of a bad reaction to the drugs that she may have taken. She is in jail on a $1,000 bond.
There sounds very mentally ill there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would say so. At least have your clothes on if you're going to break into somewhere.
And start destroying things.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Michael Martin stole a car, but instead of selling it to a chop shop, he decided to sell it back to the person he just stole it from. Yeah. Stole the car from somebody, and then he tries to sell it to the person that he stole it from. He found the phone number and called the woman who he stole the car from, claiming to have bought the car for $600 before realizing it was stolen.
From her.
Right. This is what he was
Wow.
claiming. He then offered to sell it back to her for the same amount of money. No deal, she said, and after some negotiating, she agreed to buy it back from him for $200. Knowing something was not right, she called the police, who were waiting for the guy when he showed up with the car. Yep, and he got a brand new set of flashy silver bracelets.
Oh,
how about that one?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
but they looked fine around his wrist.
I'm sure they did.
Mhm.
Let's go to Germany for our final news, stupid news story this morning, where a guy broke into a pharmacy by climbing through the skylight. That's that big white thing up in the air.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But when he was ready to pack his loot and leave, he noticed one slight problem.
He wasn't Spider-Man. He really wasn't Spider-Man.
He was too short to reach the skylight, so he couldn't go back out the way he came in.
Oh gosh.
So he tried the doors and the windows, but they were all locked.
Oh.
So he had no choice but to call the police for help, that he was locked in. They were more than happy and glad to come by and free him.
Free him and then arrest him, I'm
then
sure.
They took him away.
He got some shiny bracelets too then.
He got a set of shiny pink bracelets. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So if you're going to break in somewhere, make sure you're tall enough to reach the skylight so you don't have to call the police to help you get back out again.
Oh my gosh.
That had to be hilarious.
Yeah. Oh.
Poor guy standing there jumping, trying to reach the skylight, and he can't reach the flipping skylight.
And then he has to call for some help.
And he's got to call
Help
the police
me, help
that
me,
he's stuck
please.
inside. So that's your stupid news for a Tuesday, August the 24th, 2021. From the stupid news, we go to thank the Lord, the real stuff. And of course, the real stuff, the real news is all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin for the best deals in town on any type of precious metals. It's always St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Here is Bonnie at the news desk with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Monday accused the school district of Palm Beach County of being anti-science by imposing a new universal mask mandate for students. All public school children are now required to wear facial coverings inside school buildings and on school district transportation without the ability to opt out. The only exceptions are for students with certain medical conditions.
I want parents to ultimately have the call on masks and all this other stuff, particularly after last year in Florida, where you had no meaningful difference between districts that forced masks and districts that didn't. This is something that really matters for parents. And, I've had parents come up to me just saying how much better it is for their kids, because especially the young kids, being able to see the faces, being able to understand speech. It's actually harder to hear people when they're covered in learning is total nonsense. In fact, there was actually stuff on the American Academy of Pediatrics website talking about how these visuals, because they actually took it down because they're advocating forced masking.
Mountain bike trails in Halpatioke Park in Martin County have now been closed for more than a month since a biker fell onto an alligator and was badly bitten and hospitalized. WPTV's Megan McRoberts has the story.
Well, since that alligator bite happened, the county has been reviewing and inspecting all of its trails across the county. But now the 7.5 miles of mountain bike trails here at Halpatioke Park stand to get some improvements with input from a national design team. It's been more than a month since these trails have been lined with bikers, as county crews have been making sure they are safe.
Halpatioke actually means alligator. We want the alligators and the wildlife to continue to be a part of the experience here.
The county closing the mountain biking trails after 74-year-old Robert Bassett off a wooden portion of the trail, falling into the water and on top of an alligator. He's still recovering from the bite.
If he had landed anywhere else, probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
But some good news coming out of the trail review
is the realization just how important this feature is to the public.
Now planning to invest a little more into them.
It's just a great opportunity for us to look holistically at the whole trail system and see where there's opportunities to improve the recreational opportunity.
Mail says the county this fall will bring in national mountain bike trail design teams to maximize the potential for these trails, also making them safer, like removing the wooden additions, a fire risk during prescribed burns, and adding more signs to help bikers know if the trail meets their skill level. Now, the mountain bike trails could still be closed for another 2 weeks, but at most 2 weeks, they could reopen this weekend. The hiking trails do remain open. In Martin County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
A new poll finds a majority of Floridians disapprove of Governor DeSantis's handling of the pandemic.
The Political Matrix, the listener group survey, shows nearly 54% of voters have an unfavorable or very unfavorable view of the governor's response to the COVID-19 crisis. About 43% have a favorable view. The poll also finding Democratic contenders Charlie Crist or Nikki Fried would beat the Republican governor in potential head-to-head matchups. I'm Rick Hochul.
A 17-year-old who led authorities on a 100-mile-per-hour chase in Palm Beach and Martin counties Friday night told investigators he shot another person multiple times and tried to drag the person's body into a lake before neighbors interrupted him, according to law enforcement records made public Monday. Authorities from Palm Beach and Martin counties say they each plan to pursue charges against the teen after investigators found a male's body in the back of his pickup following the 45-mile trek from suburban Lake Worth north into the Palm City area. The teen and a female passenger were apprehended after Martin deputies conducted a pit maneuver on Southwest Martin Highway to end the vehicle pursuit. The Palm Beach Post is not naming the teen because he is a juvenile. The teen remained in custody at the Martin County Jail on Monday as he awaited a transfer to Palm Beach County. No charges have been filed against the female passenger as of Monday. A legendary NFL quarterback helped pitch in Monday to keep South Florida's beaches beautiful and clean. Former New York Jets quarterback Joe Namath joined employees of the restaurant he co-owns, Charlie and Joe's at Love Street, to show their commitment to our ocean's health. Namath, a Jupiter area resident, and his team participated in the beach cleanup at Carling Park, Du Bois Park, and the Jupiter Inlet. During Monday's event, Namath was showing support for his college alma mater by sporting a University of Alabama hat, where he played for 3 seasons. The group said they removed more than 50 pounds of trash on Monday. The beach cleanup was part of World Water Week, an annual event that for 30 years has worked to resolve global water issues. Well, lastly, Igor Vovkovinsky, the tallest man in the United States, has died in Minnesota. He was 38. His family said the Ukraine-born Vovkovinsky died of heart disease on Friday at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester. His mother, Svetlana, an ICU nurse at Mayo, initially posted about his death on Facebook. Vovkovinsky came to the Mayo Clinic in 1989 as a child seeking treatment. A tumor pressing against his pituitary gland caused it to secrete abnormal levels of growth hormone. He grew to become the tallest man in the U.S. at 7 feet, 8.33 inches, and ended up staying in Rochester. Speaking at Jim Kelly's Celebrity Golf Tournament Monday, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said the league wants to keep the Bills in Buffalo, but in a new stadium. You've got to think long term here, Goodell said. This has been going on for decades, and it's time to get a new stadium done that we can make sure the Bills are here and successful for many, many decades going forward. He went on to say, we're focused on keeping the Bills in Buffalo in a new stadium, in a public-private partnership. That's what this is all about, and that's where we're focusing. News time is 7:52. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$7:54 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, we are seeing an accident this morning on the Turnpike southbound in Palm City. This is at Becker Road at mile marker 138, Turnpike southbound. Traffic is getting through, however. There's no roadblock from this accident. And there's your latest look at traffic. In Palm City, it's 78, and in Livingston, Montana, clear at 49. Here's our weather from WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, filtered sunshine with hazy conditions and some isolated inland showers and storms possible. Tomorrow, hazy, hot, and humid with highs in the low 90s and a slim chance for an isolated shower or storm. Thursday through the weekend, slightly hazy and scattered showers and storms possible, mainly inland, with highs in the low 90s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
You've seen TV shows like Tiny Homes and Tiny Vacations. Now introducing Tiny Weddings. It's the hot new trend sweeping the nation. Why spend tens of thousands of dollars putting on a big wedding? Strip it all away and only keep the important stuff. Large gatherings at country clubs are a Delta variant risk, so downscale to just you and your partner. Drive through our convenient matrimony motorway for the I-do's performed by our mini minister.
You and you take you and you? Okay, drive through.
Then, skip a big reception and just drive through to pick up your wedding dinner.
All right, I got 2 tacos and 2 drinks for you. Good luck.
Brides used to call it their big day. Now it's just a tiny wedding. Tonight on HGTV.
There you go. Tiny weddings.
You know,
how about that one?
You know, if I were to get married again, I'm very a thrifty girl. I would want to make it so I wouldn't be ashamed of having a tiny wedding at all.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's just me.
Just a tiny wedding. Teeny bit wedding. My first wedding was big. My second wedding was a courthouse wedding. And my third wedding was fairly large. It was a good size. We had a really good size wedding. I wanted to give my wife something because she had never ever been married before, and I felt that that she deserved it.
That's spectacular.
Yeah.
And look at how your marriage has lasted now so many years,
Ooh, man,
too.
22.
What a blessing, right?
22, yeah. 22 for me and you've been together 24. Hope I got those numbers right if Rachel's listening.
That's a nice long
She'll
time.
call and rip me one. Anyway, it's coming up on 8 o'clock right here at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. Major John Budenseek from the Martin County Sheriff's Office is going to be joining us here momentarily, giving us an update, and we're going to be talking about cyber and how to prevent yourself and your kids from avoiding getting attacked cyber-wise on the internet. Anyway, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Well, I thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, on this Tuesday morning.
Good morning, everyone. It's a crazy morning over here.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That guy's the coolest guy in the universe.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad you think that.
I'm the king of goofing off.
Well, you may be the king of goofing off, but I know one person that is not the king of goofing off, and he's going to be with us here in just a few moments. Right now, it's 8:07 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Mr. Clock, would you please certify the time?
It's now 8:07 a.m.
Now, when you hear that music, you know what time it is. Bonnie, I'll let you make the formal introduction this morning, if you would please do the honors.
It's Major John Budenseek time.
That's right. It's like hammer time, but it's, well, then again, we could say it's hammer time because, boy, Bonnie, they laid the hammer down on that guy that was doing 100 miles an hour, huh?
Yeah, boy, that was such a situation, and I think Major Budenseek has some details on that story.
Yeah, Bonnie, you've got questions you wanted to ask him too, didn't you?
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Then we got to let him say a word in sideways.
Yeah, I got to talk.
Yeah. We just come up with these introductions for you every week, and we change it up every week, and it just gets better and better, you know?
I listen myself with awe. This guy is fixing to talk.
How are you and the wife and the family doing? Everybody's well?
We're good. Kids are back in school.
Yeah.
Doing their thing. So we're doing very well.
I know before we get into our topics that I got the email about, I know, Bonnie, you had some stuff you wanted to ask him about that chase that went on.
Yeah, I guess the teen and the 100-mile-per-hour chase that came all the way here from where it started in Palm Beach County, I guess. And even with a body in the vehicle and the pit maneuver that they had to do from the Martin County Sheriff's Office.
Yes, that was an interesting case. We first received a bolo, be on the lookout for a car headed our way. When they initially called us, they were down in the Palm Beach, but he was going so fast, it didn't take but a few minutes for them to get up into Martin County. And our helicopter happened to be out already, so they were on deck immediately. And our road patrol, narcotics, our detectives, they all flooded the interstate and started taking care of business. The initial bolo, it's one of them bolos where you hear it and you say, "Can you say that one more time?"
Yeah.
Because they were saying that there was a shooting suspect and the victim was in the back of the truck. So that did come to fruition. It did prove to be true. As that truck was moving through Martin County, we were laying down our welcome mats, but unfortunately did not hit the truck, hit 12 other cars. We had some collateral damage that we incurred there. Bought some tires.
Yeah, that'll be a check that has to be stroked, I'm sure, right?
That's the cost of doing business, and we don't mind.
Right. That's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Truck got off at 714, Highway 714, went through that intersection. Thankfully, didn't hit anybody because it went through that intersection at 100 plus. Lost control, went out into the trees. Got back on 714, and one of our narcotics lieutenants, Lieutenant Smith, did a pit maneuver, and truck lost control and slammed up against the guardrail. So they did a takedown, and sure enough, the victim was in the bed of the truck. A little bit of the backstory, I guess the person we ended up arresting was a juvenile, 17-year-old. He turns 18 on Saturday. But apparently the victim, who's an adult male, had said something or done something cross to the suspect girlfriend, and they somehow lured him over, and the suspect just opened up fire and killed him right there in the doorway of the house. Then they didn't know what to do with the body. They drug it to a pond. The neighbor saw him, so then they drug it back to the truck, put it in the truck, and by that time, Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office was responding and saw him driving away, and the chase was on. So that's a very
Whoa.
short version of a long story.
Major, when they did that pit maneuver, still traveling at a speed of like 100 miles per hour?
No, he was trying to get back up to speed. We were looking at that again yesterday. I would estimate he was 55 mile an hour when they did the pit.
Which is fast. 55, that's fast enough.
It's very fast.
Yeah.
But keeping in mind, a pit normally do it at a lower speed, but because of the force scenario, they could have used force on a shooting suspect running with a dead body in the back of a truck. So it was appropriate for what they were using it for.
And I know that he's a juvenile, but like when I had the new story that first came out on it yesterday, it
Yes.
seems to me that I remember they released the 17-year-old kid's name. And now today in the news, it's saying they can't release a name because of him being a juvenile. But
every news source has their own policy there. We release it. It's a violent crime. We are allowed to release it, so we do release it.
what a story, though. Holy man.
Yeah.
That had to be, when they did that pit maneuver, that had to be something like you see in the movies.
I watched
sure.
the footage. They showed the footage from the helicopter with the infrared. See the vehicle kind of go through like the woods, John, and it kind of like it went into the woods, circled around, drove, and then attempted to come out, and then that's when they got a hold of them and arrested them.
And if you watch that whole video, it looked like he was trying to just exit 714, cross 714, and go right back on the on-ramp.
Yeah.
And that lost control and went into the woods.
Yeah.
He was at a high rate of speed when he went in those woods.
Wow.
100 miles an hour is, thank the Lord. Well, the guy didn't go head on into a tree or something like that.
And with a female passenger, too, that was in the vehicle. Wow. And I think he's wanted by both counties want to press charges here in Martin and I believe Palm Beach
Yeah,
County.
but he'll be in Hotel Martin for a while until those proceedings are done, and then he'll go down to Hotel Palm Beach.
I think you're right.
Right, John?
Well, this is a little different because he's a juvenile, actually.
That's right.
We booked him in the other night and took him to DYS in Fort Pierce. And Palm Beach County brought up their homicide warrant. The only way DYS homicide warrant. So this will be a little different because of his age.
That's right. How old was he again? 17?
17. He turns 18 on Saturday, but that doesn't mitigate his initial charge.
He doesn't get the official slap on the wrist like lesser crimes that juveniles commit. This is a much more serious crime, correct?
Well, I can speak for the 19th Circuit. Here, he would get treated like an adult. Likely, they would likely adjudicate him an adult because he's so close because of the level of the offense.
Yeah.
I speak for Palm Beach County. That's a different world down there.
Yeah, I would agree. And a different world with a capital D and W. I will say that much. I came from that different world at one time.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, next topic. Let's talk a little bit about cyber safety. With school back in session, parents need to know what to look out for.
And this is a conversation that we could talk about for an hour. Let's start with bullying, though. We talked about physical bullying a couple weeks ago, but there's a lot more bullying that takes place now online, and our children have to be online to research. Some children are still doing some virtual schooling, I think. So they're online all the time. With that, their friends are online and they're moving information around. And, we're parents, we're busy, we're not always looking at what they're doing. We think they're just doing their homework. They could be being bullied sitting in their living room or being tempted or being a part of a negative conversation or something that's bad right underneath our noses. So it's incumbent upon us as parents to try to be extra vigilant, keeping with the times, trying to somehow keep track of what our children are doing. We have to take the time to do that.
Most definitely. I think the worst thing I saw was last week. What were they doing? Like a TikTok challenge. And I think there's something called the blackout challenge which I'm not fully up on, but I believe I saw where a young boy had died from it.
Oh my,
and
that's
his
awful.
Father was so sad, and on TV with that matter. I mean, with those TikTok challenges that can be so dangerous, I would want to be monitoring my child all the time, and know what they're on and know what they're into.
Well, I mean, some rules of thumb, we keep the devices in a common area where you can casually wander by and look at. Don't let them take them into their bedroom where they can be private. Same rules. We talk about children being exploited online. Well, the same rules apply to them being in school. Don't let, constantly check it, constantly be vigilant. If there's a change in your child's attitude or behavior or something just seems off, instead of just moving past it, pry into it and try to figure it out.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
These poor kids, they get it on both ends. They go to school and they have issues, then they come home, and it's not like when we were in school. When we were home, that was our little safe zone. Now, children don't have the same safe zone that they used to because of social media and because of the internet.
Let's talk a little bit about Trunk or Treat. We have just a little time left here in this segment. It's getting changed around a little bit because of the variant. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, unfortunately, we're not going to have our through Trunk or Treat. However, we are going to have our drive-through Trunk or Treat this year, so everybody can dress up. There'll be lots of candy. Last year, we only had sheriff's office employees handing out candy. This year, vendors will be there, so there'll be a mixture of vendors and sheriff's office employees and assets that they can look at as static displays as they move through the Trunk or Treat line. But they'll stay in their cars. People will walk up, hand them candy, and hopefully it'll be a great time. We wanted to open it up, but because COVID seemed to flare up, we had to be responsible and dial it back just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Do they drive off with a trunk load of candy then? I bet there's so many vendors. I bet the kids really get a lot of treats during that night.
The kids probably drive away with a trunk load of candy, but yeah, the vendors will be there. They'll all have their own prepackaged bags. We'll inspect it. It has to be, we'll check all that. They'll wear gloves and masks. So we'll be thoughtful and careful in our distribution, and hopefully it'll be a fun, safe time holistically for the kids and their families as they move through.
I hope so.
Halloween being on a Sunday this year, so will it be Sunday night?
It'll be Halloween, yes.
Ah, right.
Yep.
Wow.
Forward to then.
Of all things, John, you'll get a laugh out of this. A wedding to do on Halloween, and of all places, guess where the wedding is? Just take a wild stab at it.
Graveyard? I don't know. It's Halloween.
You're so close.
that would
Bonnie,
be
you know
cool.
this one. I told you this. It's in a funeral home.
Oh, that's morbid.
Yeah, they're having their wedding in a funeral home. They're going to lay in caskets and take their wedding vows as they lay in caskets.
Oh, man.
Only you, Evans, can find something like that to do on the weekend.
Listen, let me tell you, if they got the dime, I've got the time. Business is business.
Is their mom still alive?
Yeah, the parents are alive and
Okay,
everything.
because I was going to say the mom could be in a casket in the wedding.
I don't know.
That was morbid, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I shouldn't have went there.
No,
I shouldn't
that's
have
all right.
went there.
You could go there. That's all right. But yeah, that's gonna be quite. I'll have to remember to take a couple of pictures, John, at that one and text them over to you so you can see.
Yeah, I won't be attending that one. You're on your own there.
Yeah. Darn, and I needed a helper, and I was going to ask you.
Oh, sure. I'm out.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for the offer anyway. That's Major John Budensiek from the Martin County Sheriff's Office on a serious note and a little bit lighter side note as well. John, it's always a pleasure to have you on the program. We really, truly enjoy having you on. You always bring some great insight for our listeners of Martin County. Thank you so much.
Pleasure was mine. Have a good week.
All right, take care. It's time for the Precious Metals Report, and it's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,805.60 an ounce, and silver opening up at $23.75 an ounce. That's the Precious Metals Report, and it's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. It is 8:22 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Once again, let's go to the news desk. Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Monday accused the school district of Palm Beach County of being anti-science by imposing a new universal mask mandate for students. All public school children are now required to wear facial coverings inside school buildings and on school district transportation without the ability to opt out. The only exceptions are for students with certain medical conditions.
I want parents to ultimately have the call on masks and all this other stuff, particularly after last year in Florida, where you had no meaningful difference between districts that forced masks and districts that didn't. This is something that really matters for parents. And, I've had parents come up to me just saying how much better it is for their kids, because especially the young kids, being able to see the faces, being able to understand speech. It's actually harder to hear people when they're covered in the mask. So the idea that this doesn't affect learning is totally. There was actually stuff on the American Academy of Pediatrics website talking about how these visuals, because they actually took it down because they're advocating forced masking.
According to the school district of Palm Beach County's COVID-19 protocols, students who have had a prior COVID-19 infection, meaning they've tested positive for the coronavirus within the previous 90 days and are currently not showing symptoms, are not required to stay home and quarantine. The same goes for children who are asymptomatic and fully vaccinated, and it's been 2 weeks after their second dose in a 2-dose series. What Pfizer's COVID vaccine approval means. Here's WPTV's news partner, Lindsay Peace.
It's been 97 days since Pfizer started submitting data for their full approval application. Part of that time for the FDA includes things like inspecting the vaccine manufacturing facilities and clinical trial sites, and even monitoring individual patients and going through data of tens of thousands of patients and giving enough time to also follow them for safety. Based on those results, the vaccine was 91% effective in preventing COVID-19 disease. Now, these numbers are from before the Delta variant surge. Early research shows immunity from the mRNA vaccines goes down roughly about 6 to 8 months. The FDA's licensure does not cover boosters. The FDA must approve that part separately. The Biden administration is planning for boosters starting in the fall, but the FDA and the CDC still must okay it. The FDA is already allowing emergency use of a third dose of Pfizer or Moderna shots for people with severely weakened immune systems, though. Frontline healthcare workers who have seen a vast majority of those severely sick unvaccinated tell Newsy they're hopeful this will help in the pandemic fight.
And that's why I think this stamp of approval is so good. Look, we have done what we would have done for every other vaccine, for your shingles vaccine, for your pertussis vaccine, for your tetanus shot.
The FDA only expanded Pfizer's vaccine emergency approval for 12 to 15-year-olds back on May 10th, so it's still too early for that group to be included in this full license. Also still to be decided is the vaccination of children under the age of 12. Both Pfizer and Moderna are studying young children, and those findings are expected in the fall. FDA says it will continue to study the Pfizer vaccine even after approval, including safety studies for pregnancy. The hope here is that groups that have been hesitant will now get vaccinated. For example, even though the CDC recommends it, right now only about 1 in every 4 the COVID vaccine. For someone who specifically wants to go out and get a Pfizer vaccination for COVID, you can call your pharmacy, you can make an appointment that way, or go to vaccines.gov/search, and for either one of those options, specifically request to get the Pfizer shot. Lindsay Thies, Newsy, San Francisco.
Lastly, a free monoclonal antibody treatment site for COVID-19 will open in Fort Pierce. Governor Ron DeSantis announced during a news conference there on Monday. The site will operate 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Havert L. Fenn Center, 2000 Virginia Avenue, and serve about 320 people daily, the governor said. The site will accept walk-ins, and appointments may be made at patientportalfl.com. The Florida football team concluded preseason camp Sunday with its final scrimmage before the season opener September 4 against FAU, with players leaving the team hotel and starting the fall semester Monday. game week has almost arrived for the number 11 Gators. In addition to wrapping up camp, the team reached another milestone last week with COVID-19 vaccinations. The football program is over 90% vaccinated, according to UF Athletics Director Scott Strickland, meeting the SEC's 85% vaccination threshold for teams to avoid regular COVID-19 testing and mask requirements inside team facilities. News time at 8:27. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$8:28 right now in the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, we see that accident southbound this morning on the turnpike in Palm City area. It's at mile marker 138 southbound, actually at Becker Road. There is an accident there. No roadblock showing from that accident. And if you see something, say something. Always let us know at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. It's 78 right now in Palm City. It's 76 in Port St. Lucie. Here's more on our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, filtered sunshine with hazy conditions and some isolated inland showers and storms possible. Tomorrow, hazy, hot, and humid with highs in the low 90s and a slim chance for an isolated shower or storm. Thursday through the weekend, slightly hazy and scattered showers and storms possible, mainly inland, with highs in the low 90s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
It is 8:32 for me and you on the Get Up and Go show with Bonnie. And you had a question you wanted to ask Randy, didn't you, Bonnie?
Yeah, that was earlier.
What was it?
Yeah, is Randy here?
Yeah, he's there.
Hi, good morning, Randy. Good morning, sir.
And good morning to you.
So we were talking a little bit about Pluto this morning. And then I think, I grew up as a kid, I was considering Pluto to be our smallest planet. And then there are some people that say they don't want to have it as a planet anymore. What are your thoughts on that, Randy?
I think we should ask Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck.
I would ask them, but they're not here right now.
Well, then we could all be goofy. There you go.
That's right. Very good. No, there's some scientists say that because Pluto is so small and it's so far out, they want to consider it to be an exoplanet, they call it. And basically that's what they've been saying now for several years. But I think most people still consider it to be one of the main planets.
Far out, man. And I do. So seriously, thank you, Randy.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
With that note, today in history, please.
Nothing happened.
Okay, then
Believe
go
it or
on.
not, nothing happened today in space history.
Then go on with your bad self and give us that space report.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, there was a spacewalk scheduled for today by 2 astronauts. However, that walk is not taking place. Scheduled were to have Mark Vanderhee go out along with the commander of the space station, Akihoshi Hoshide, and they were supposed to roll out some more solar cells for the space station. However, there's a minor medical issue with Vanderhee. It's nothing major, but because of privacy, we don't know exactly what the problem is. However, that has been postponed. Now, the spacewalk is not time sensitive because it has nothing to do with crew safety or the like. But NASA, along with our partners, are assessing the next availability for a spacewalk because you have the SpaceX CRS-23 cargo resupply mission for this weekend on Saturday and upcoming Russian spacewalks. So NASA yesterday abruptly canceled a preview briefing when it was disclosed that Vanderhee has some problem. This morning, China had no problem in launching 2 new satellites into orbit. China, at 7:25 a.m. this morning, launched its Long March 2C rocket with 2 demonstration satellites that will help China with their internet network. They will also have an additional launch taking place at 11:35 this morning from a different launch site where a Long March 3B rocket will place into geostationary orbit a military intelligence satellite. Blue Origin has stepped back a day in their launch of another flight for the New Shepard vehicle. New Shepard is now scheduled to fly on Thursday at 9:35 a.m. On board will not be any individuals. In this case, on board will be a suite of experiments from NASA, but no humans. So the launching should take place from Texas, but everything looks like it's a go for that. The FAA has given approval for the launch, and there doesn't seem to be any hitches concerning that. Blue Origin, however, has filed a lawsuit claiming that NASA should not have given a contract to SpaceX to fly human landing tests to the moon. The award was made in April. They filed originally a protest
Accountabilities Office. And the Government Accountabilities Office said there was nothing wrong with the original plan to fly on SpaceX. So now, having been turned down by the Government Accountabilities Office, they're now protesting and filing a lawsuit to claim that the award should not have been given to SpaceX. Well, whether or not this holds or not remains to be seen, but it sure does show how you may have a little bit of sour grapes between SpaceX and Blue Origins. The European Space Agency is asking for new astronauts to be picked for their space program. They believe that when they open the process up and it's fully vetted, that they will get over 23,000 applicants. That's a huge number. They need the extra time between now and the end of the year, or the end of November, excuse me, to process the applications because they never expected to receive so many in this COVID environment. However, they say that everything should be resolved sometime by the end of November. A multi-part film is being produced to film Challenge, which will be released on September the 5th. Challenge, you may recall, is where they're going to fly a commercial vehicle into space with an actress. Well, now they want to expand the envelope with that, and as a result, they want to show it on TV. They want to follow all the steps that led to the various individuals being cast to fly this particular mission. The first episode will show the beginning of the casting for the lead role. There were 20 girls who applied for this, and now we're going to see exactly how that took place. What makes it even more interesting is Netflix has green-lighted a program called Countdown, Inspiration for Mission to Space. They're going to cover in near real time the all-civilian crew that will fly on the SpaceX Dragon. As you may remember, the billionaire Jared Isaacman also intends to support St. Jude's Hospital. He says that he will spend a lot of money or donate it to St. Jude's. He will fly on the mission into orbit for a short visit, along with Haley Arsenault, who's a physician assistant and a pediatric cancer survivor, Christopher Sobrowski, a former member of the Air Force who served in Iraq and is now working as a Lockheed Martin engineer, and Sean Proctor, a professor of geosciences and two-time NASA candidate who was never selected by NASA. It should be rather interesting. The Russians are now putting their potential candidates for the astronaut corps through the first parachute training. They say that by having an individual jump out of an airplane with a parachute and having the nerve and to understand when to pull that ripcord and position their bodies in a certain way will make it better as they move forward. A U.S. congressman is very unhappy with NASA's failure to develop new spacesuits. He said that NASA, certainly by now, should have understood the fact that the current spacesuits are not suited for the future, and that the spacesuits really should not be a pacing item on when we land on the moon. However, it has become exactly that. Congress will be grilling NASA in the not-too-distant future as to why they have waited so long in order to have this done. On the subcommittee of the Chamber of Space and Aeronautics, Don Bayer, who is the chairman, will hold hearings on that fact. Dmitry Rogozin will meet with the head of NASA, Bill Nelson, at an upcoming meeting that will be taking place in October during the Astronomical Congress. During this time, they will hopefully plan what will happen to the International Space Station and America continuing launching on Soyuz spacecrafts. The Russians are being very precise, and to show safety in orbit, they are going to be launching on their Bion M2 in 2024 mice to make sure that that vehicle is manufactured properly for carrying individuals to a Russian space station or the ISS. Tomorrow we're going to tell you about what's going on Mars, and we're also going to tell you about Russia having more tourists. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
That's Randy Siegel with the Space Report. He's on the program each and every week at this time, catching us up on all things pertaining to NASA. It's 8:43 right now. Time for news one final time this morning. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town on precious metals, it's always St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Here's Bonnie at the news desk with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning to you once again. A free monoclonal antibody treatment site for COVID-19 will open in Fort Pierce. Governor Ron DeSantis announced during a news conference there Monday. The site will open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Havert L. Fenn Center, 2000 Virginia Avenue, and serve about 320 people daily, the governor said. The site will accept walk-ins, and appointments may be made at patientportalfl.com. Mountain bike trails in Halpatioke Park in Martin County have now been closed for more than a month since a biker fell onto an alligator and was badly bitten and hospitalized. WPTV's Megan McRoberts has the story.
Well, since that alligator bite happened, the county has been reviewing and inspecting all of its trails across the county. But now the 7.5 miles of mountain bike trails here at Halpatioke Park stand to get some improvements with input from a national design team. It's been more than a month since these trails have been lined with bikers, as county crews have been making sure they are safe.
Halpatioke actually means alligator. We want the alligators and the wildlife to continue to be a part of the experience here.
The county closing the mountain biking trails after 74-year-old Robert Bassett rode his bike off a wooden portion of the trail, falling into the water and on top of an alligator. He's still recovering from the bite.
If he had landed anywhere else, probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
But some good news coming out of the trail review
is the realization just how important this feature is to the public.
Now planning to invest a little more into them.
To look holistically at the whole trail system and see where there's opportunities to improve the recreational opportunity.
Mail says the county this fall will bring in national design teams to maximize the potential for these trails, also making them safer, like removing the wooden additions, a fire risk during prescribed burns, to help bikers know if the trail meets their skill level. Now, the mountain bike trails could still be closed for another 2 weeks, but at most 2 weeks. They could reopen this weekend. The hiking trails do remain open. In Martin County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
When it comes to the gender wage gap, data from the American Association of University Women reveals the COVID-19 crisis has taken a disproportionate economic toll on women. More women have lost jobs, and there could be economic ramifications for years to come. But the pandemic also presents opportunities, both on this and other women's issues. Here's WPTV's Arthur Mondale.
I am a dynamic, confident, and powerful woman, but I wasn't always that way.
Fort Pierce resident Veronica Colabab is preparing for a big speech on personal struggle and triumph.
Don't leave marks where people can see them. It was something that people covered up back then.
She's moved forward and climbed the corporate sledgehammer to the glass ceiling and healed.
I think it's about finding your voice. It's about knowing your value and stepping into your power.
There is a huge ripple effect. It shows up in every area of their life.
Speaking coach and trainer Amanda Rose Igo has female clients around the globe.
I've worked with clients in over 20 countries.
Helping women magnetize, monetize, and make an impact in their messaging.
If you can clearly own your value and see your worth, and that gets delivered in your presentation, it's so much easier when you say, hey, it's time for me to have a raise.
Or interviewing or getting out of a destructive relationship.
And that's the recipe for a rising star speaker.
This is how we roll. We don't argue and complain and take each other down. We lift each other up.
On August 28th, new and mid-level women speakers will stand up for themselves and advocate for their position, not just in the workplace, but also in their communities, during the Rising Stars Speaker Contest happening at the Hyatt Place, West Palm Beach.
Speeches are limited to 5 minutes in 3 categories, and of course there's prizes. But according to the lead organizer, everyone should leave empowered and inspired. Arthur Mondale, WPTV News Channel 5.
Another Florida school district is defying Governor Ron DeSantis' order banning mask mandates. The Duval County School Board voted yesterday in favor of a 90-day mask mandate for all students unless they have a medical, physical, or psychological condition. Parents on both sides of the issue were on hand. This man is against the mandate.
Ultimately, I think that it's up to people's individual decisions to make. If you want to wear a mask, I'm not trying to prevent you from doing that. And I think if there's a situation where there's a disagreement on what should be done, I think we should err on the side of freedom and caution.
The 5-2 vote for the mask mandate in Duval County came after hours of passionate and tense debate. Disney employees could lose their jobs if they don't get the COVID vaccine. Walt Disney World and 2 unions that represent cast members announced yesterday they have agreed to a vaccine mandate. Residents and tourists lined International Speedway Boulevard in Daytona Beach yesterday for a procession following the funeral of Officer Jason Rayner. The governor was among over 1,000 people who attended a private funeral for the 26-year-old who died last week from injuries suffered in a shooting 2 months ago. In Chicago, civil rights leader, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, and his wife Jacqueline remained hospitalized Monday after testing positive for COVID-19, family members said. Both were admitted to Northwestern Memorial Hospital on Saturday. A day later, their son Jonathan Jackson said that both parents were resting comfortably at the hospital and responding positively to their treatments. Well, lastly, 2 new roller coasters delayed by the pandemic are about to open in Florida. SeaWorld Orlando's Icebreaker debuts next February, and Iron Ghazi at Busch Gardens in Tampa is set to open in March. It's been a long journey from South Fork High through the minor league system of the Texas Rangers, but Saturday night it all became worth it for Nick Snyder, the 25-year-old who started the year in high A ball, got the call up to the big league Saturday and joined the team in Boston, where he fired a 1-2-3 ninth inning Sunday to finish the Rangers' 10-1 victory over the Red Sox. News time is at 8:50. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, as we bring up our latest traffic report, everything is looking good on our highways. We're not finding any accidents. This includes our major highways, all up to speed right now. US 1 moving quite nicely here this morning. And that's your latest look at traffic. Partly cloudy sky in Stewart. It's 82 right now. It's 74 and clear in Detroit, Michigan. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 70s under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits. Filtered sunshine with hazy conditions and some isolated inland showers and storms possible. Tomorrow, hazy, hot, and humid with highs in the low 90s and a slim chance for an isolated shower or storm. Thursday through the weekend, slightly hazy. Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:55 on the Get Up and Go show. We're wrapping things up on a Tuesday morning, and we had a phone call, and they hung up. Okay, well, so much for that, Bonnie.
Yep.
Guess they didn't like the way we looked this morning. Something of that sort.
You've been so colorful all morning in
I
that
have.
blazing orange shirt that you're wearing there.
Okay, I'm trying.
That might be the color I might want to paint my car. I
Really?
think the Mustang should be painted that color orange.
Okay.
I've been seeing more and more of those cars out on the roads that are like a blaze orange right now.
Well, that could work.
And I think they're really, really cool looking.
That could work.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. So what's on the plan what's on the docket for you today?
Not much on my docket.
No?
Oh, getting my car washed.
Ah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You know, I haven't done that in a while, and that might be a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I might just have to get my car washed today.
Mine is just like way, way overdue. And so, it does need a washing. Evan, do you like bumblebees?
No, I don't like anything pertaining to bees at all.
Oh, I think bumblebees are just like way cool. And, I'm seriously wishing we could see more of them.
Really?
Because they're really good for, the planet and the environment and the honeybees, of course. There's a 13-year-old girl over in England, and she has this weird new pet, and it is indeed a bumblebee.
A bumblebee.
She has a pet bumblebee.
A bumblebee for a pet.
This bumblebee won't stop following her around. She found it in the middle of the road with a broken wing, so she tried to put it in a safe spot, and the bumblebee clung to her. Now its wing is healed, and she leaves the door open all day so that it can fly off and fly away, but it never does.
Really?
And she's even taken the bumblebee bowling with her.
Very interesting.
Isn't that though?
She's into bumblebees?
It sounds like a trained one.
A trained bee.
And it hasn't stung her yet, obviously.
Wow. Okay. That's a good one.
Have you ever been stung by one?
No, I've been stung by people before, but never by a bee. Never by a bee.
I wonder if Sting is named after the bumblebee stinger.
Sting, the wrestler Sting?
No, the singer.
Oh, okay. There's a wrestler by the name of Sting, too.
There is.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Oh, yes. The real name is Steve Borden.
Yeah.
Actually, I happen to know him. And he goes by Sting. He's like 51 years old.
So if Sting got in the ring with Sting, the boxer and the fighter and the singer, which one would overrule that one?
Oh, Sting, the wrestler, would win in a heartbeat. Definitely.
Trudy would probably be getting in the ring to get
true.
Sting out of there.
Something
the singer.
of that sort. I don't know. Hey, listen, folks. That's a wrap for us. 3 hours of the best that radio has to offer coming into your homes. Remember, if you have good values on the inside, you won't look for validation on the outside.
Yeah. Have a great day and get your car washed too today. I'm going to do mine.
I'm going to go get mine washed today. Mine's due too.
Right on.
Maybe I'll take my motorcycle through the car wash and then I'll just take a bath all in one. Just kill two birds at one stone.
What a BOGO.
Who knows? Yeah, right. BOGO. That'd be a great idea. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. We'll see you back here about 21 hours.